What's going on, guys? Graham Allen again with App Properties, Amy Rankus with Proper Rate. Very excited to kind of be doing this again. We're going to hit you guys up with a little bit at the end of 2021, and we're going to get you guys every month through 2022 to give you kind of an update on everything that's happening on a monthly basis. But let's just figure out what happened in 2021. Amy, what you got?
What happened to 2021? It flew, I think. The various levels of living with the pandemic, what it did for us housing-wise, we saw rates really at super low levels to start the year. Then there was a big uptick that you can see in this chart here. Now, when we say big uptick, we're talking we went from about 2.75 to 3.125. So still historically really smoking hot rates, but people got a little nervous when they had gotten used to seeing a 2 at the front of their 30-year fixed rate, and it went up above 3. It was like, what's going on, Amy? What's going on?
Amazing that we were upset of having 2s and had to get a 3, but of course.
I know. So I do love to pull out these fun historical charts. So here's another one for you. Looking back over the past 10 years, you can see we are down near the lowest we've ever had. So get a grip a little bit, right? Like, yes, we all always want the lowest rate possible, but that isn't always 100% the time that you're going to lock, right? So if you could forecast out and know exactly where it's going to be, then you're going to nail it, but we don't, right? And nothing has been typical for anyone in this world in the past, 19 months at this point. So good news is really looking at the chart, rates are still fantastic, which is going to contribute to affordability, right? Because what we have seen, and I'm sure you're going to agree, we have seen some run up on prices. And with rates staying as low as they are, it's definitely going to help you afford more home right now. What it's going to be in 6 months, you might have to wait until our real report in December to hear for sure.
Right.
But, most likely rates will be higher than what we're seeing now, which means that house is not going to cost you the same down the road as it would today because of where rates are. Right now, we're trending right around 3% for the 30-year fixed, 15 years right around 2.5%. Really fabulous overall. If you did not buy or refinance this year, shame on you. That's my 2021 recap.
Look,
take advantage while you can.
Yeah, and you know what? You're right. I mean, the fact is that we saw anywhere from 8 to 16% increase in a home value. That was 2021 after a 2020 where we saw a jump of 5 to 6%. So we just skyrocketed, right? So look, normally during winter we go down around 2 or 3% and then make up in the spring about 4 or 5. So we're constantly kind of increasing 1 to 2% kind of on home value. Well, I kind of expect this year that we'll go down 5 or 6% and kind of level off, at the beginning of next year. So, but this year, crazy numbers. Crazy. We saw a ton of things happening. That 16% kind of mark was anywhere kind of 550 or less. And then anywhere up, kind of further up, we saw a smaller percentage decrease, but still cash-wise, an incredible jump. I don't know how we sustain this, but I think you're spot on. People listing, you missed the boat if you're trying to get, the maximum number. But I think that also plays into exactly what you're talking about, interest rates, right? So people aren't going to be able to afford to go as high, as we kind of creep back up, even though we're in the 3s. But
That's right.
2s.
Low 3s.
Oh,
low
I know.
Threes.
I know.
Very
we can't complain
3s.
About that, right? We really can't.
Yeah. But I can always calculate for people, which I do, the cost of waiting. Okay.
Sure.
If home values continue to appreciate at what we have been seeing, if you want to be conservative and say maybe 5%, and interest rates go up 1/4 or 0.5%, depending on the price point you're at, it could be anywhere from $60, $70 to over $200 a month difference in your payment. Easy. So there is a cost to waiting. You don't want to ever rush or buy under duress because you think things are getting worse, right? But I'm sure you've heard it from countless people, as I have. Well, I'm just going to wait till spring when things calm down. I'm like, okay, things have definitely settled, I think, into a more normal trading market in the past few months. I'm a little nervous that come spring again, it's going to be like this past spring where it was gangbusters, crazy.
Keep in mind, we didn't have the inventory, right? So people were panic buying, and then we didn't have the inventory, but a lot of those buyers are still out there.
Yeah.
So even if we have an increase in inventory, we're still going to be going crazy. So we are going to see, I think we'll have to wait again, like you said, until December, our December real report for my kind of predictions on what we're going to see in 2022, as far as those home values, as well as yours. So we really can dial into what happens on those monthly payments. Cause I think that's what everybody looks at, right? Monthly payment. What's it going to cost them on a monthly basis?
That's right. I mean, you don't want to overpay for a home, but ultimately it's about what your monthly payment is delivering to you and what you feel comfortable with for your family's budget. So the arbitrary, well, I don't want to go over 500. I'm like, okay, great. But what does that mean to you in monthly payment terms, right? Because depending on what rate you're at, how much you're putting down, the property taxes, that can all vary. It'll be really interesting to see how the year wraps up. I felt like there was a bit of an uptick in the fall again, which has been nice. Some of those buyers that had been waiting or had just not been successful in the really overheated earlier part of the year have actually found properties now, but not all of them. I definitely have buyers that are just still waiting for that.
We're working with them, right? You've got my peeps, and they're just kind of hanging on. We're trying to figure it out. As much as possible. So I tell you what, though, I'm really excited to see when we get our homes appraised and our taxes go up because of this crazy year.
I know.
I'm freaking out about that. But hopefully, we'll figure that out. But I think I'm also very excited about being back with you, doing this real report, giving everybody kind of what they need on a monthly basis. So that's all I got for this. I mean, that's kind of the recap. We're going to look forward to 2022 in the next month's episode in December. And then we're just going to roll it on a monthly basis and give you guys all the stats and all the info. So until next time, peace.